I'm here at the Cannes Film Festival, and I'm talking with filmmaker Zach Hilditch, producer Liz Kearney, and actress Jessica DeGao. Now, you're here for a very interesting film, and it's right up my alley. It's an end-of-the-world, apocalyptic film. The world's coming to an end. These are the last 12 hours, and what are you going to do? So how did you come up with this, and why do you love end-of-the-world movies?
Where the idea came from, I mean, there's many ways to answer that, but I guess, like a lot of people, I'm fixated with my own mortality. It keeps me up at night sometimes, and it makes you think, what's it all about? And you think about these natural disasters that take people away in an instant, and they don't see it coming. Well, I thought, wouldn't it be interesting to take that and flip it on its head and let people know that it's coming, but they still can't stop it. It would put you in a corner and make you decide, who do you truly love, what should you do, and ultimately, where do you truly belong if your time was up? And I think that's a universal theme and why the film has resonated across the globe with audiences. Like just watching it last night with a French audience for the first time, it was amazing to see the audience response. They were so into it and applauding during the movie. Like that's unheard of in an Australian cinema. So yeah, it's been a great journey. So
now what about you, Liz? What made you want to produce an end-of-the-world movie as your first, it's his first film and it's your first producer credit?
That's correct, yeah. Well, Zach and I have been working together for, 6 or 7 years and working and making shorts, and this was the first feature we decided to work on together. And I mean, number one, it was an amazing script. I mean, people would read it and cry because it's just so, it was just beautifully written. It was a page turner and I could see it. And, and Zach is an amazing storyteller and a director, so I couldn't say no.
Okay. And now what about you, Jessica? First question is, if the character you play, tell me her name, and if she was a friend of yours, how would you describe her?
Her name is Zoe. I think if she were a friend of mine, she'd be the reasonable friend.
Okay.
She wouldn't be me. I'd be the one at the party.
Okay.
No, I think what drew me to the character was that there's this sort of groundedness to her and sort of acceptance, I think, whereas all the other characters are running and searching and fighting and scratching and screaming to find what they need, what they think they need, and they're often heading in the wrong direction. I think she's just sort of accepted the inevitable and to some degree made peace with it. And I really liked her presence in the film and her energy and the fact that she drives him emotionally in a certain direction.
Okay. Now, for you as an actress, what do you respond to in material and what did you respond to in this, and what made you want to do it? He's a first-time director. How do you know he knows what he's doing?
I know he knows what he's doing. Zach and I actually went to the same university in Perth a couple of years apart. But I'd seen Zach's work before and read the script, and it's in the script. I read it and burst into tears. Whereas normally I'll read a script and respond to it, but more in an analytical sense. So I won't. It's not usually an emotional connection straight up. It's okay. What is this film? What is it about? What's it saying? What do I want to say with it? Whereas this one read it and burst into tears.
You were on board.
But it's the fact that it's a human story. It's a genre film, an apocalyptic film, but it's a human story, just a very honest, small story within a huge stakes situation.
Do you see it more as a drama or more as a thriller?
Well, I never really set out to write it in any particular way. I think sometimes a genre will present itself to you.
I agree with you 100%.
Good.
I agree with you 100%.
I sort of think about situations, and the situation, it just turned out that when I was deciding that, okay, the world was coming to an end, it instantly had that ticking clock element, thriller element, apocalyptic, road movie, they all presented themselves to me when I put all the mixing ingredients into the bowl and started stirring the cake.
Them up. Well, now Australia is known for having made some of the greatest apocalyptic storylines and whatnot. What do you think it is about the apocalyptic genre that is so popular? Why do you love it? I know why I love it. Why do you love it so much?
Well, I watch these films like 28 Days Later, and what I like to do is just sit there and think, what would I be doing in 28 Days Later? Would I be eating straight away? Would I be
a dead guy?
Would I last 2 weeks on top of the building? Like sometimes you're just in a situation. You're like, if a zombie apocalypse broke out right now,
would you be able to kill Liz when she helped you make your movie?
Would I be the hero?
Do you have the skills to live?
Like I think that but especially in Australia, like we are just so geographically disconnected from the rest of the world. It seems at times. I mean, we are all the way down there. It's almost like the rest of the world forgot us, and that's a part of the zeitgeist with these road movies and these apocalypse films that Australia has a rich history of the wide open road and the distance from one side to the other, and
The landscape, isn't it?
it's the hot, dry, arid, desolate landscape, and that has trickled down through to cinema in our country. Mad Max, the Cars That Ate Paris, on and on and on. The Wake in Fright, all these amazing films that we hope that we've helped add to the canon of those particular Australian films. The Rover, just the list keeps growing.
Well, all right, last two questions. Now, you already said you would be the one partying at the end of the world. And you said you always wonder what you would do. So what would you do if you had 12 hours less, and what would you do?
Oh, look, we debated it all through the production, and most people discussed it sitting around the split. Look, I think I'd eat a lot of cheesecake and delicious food that I usually
Because
deprive.
the calories don't count.
Calories don't count.
Yeah.
Okay,
Not
we're
very rock and roll, I know.
At the end of the world, calories don't count.
They don't.
I'm with you on that.
I know.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And what about you? What would you be doing?
I think
Would you be documenting it?
No, the camera would be down. The camera would be down, and I would be very drunk.
Okay.
But I would surround myself with as many loved ones as I could get, and we would all get very drunk together and listen to awful music
All
and
right.
dance. We
And
would
dance.
dance.
Have
The
an embarrassing
karaoke.
dance party.
The
We would.
last karaoke
We
party.
would.
There
Which
it
can
is.
be horrendous because
Yes,
it's
it
the
can.
last one. No one's going to know.
And
What
nobody
would you
cares.
do? Have you
What
got
would
an
I
answer?
do? That's a very good question.
It's a tough
I'd
one.
probably watch one of my favorite films with some of my favorite
Aw, that's
people.
lovely.
And that'd be it. We go out, watch an end of the world movie
Yeah.
as the world's ending.
Yeah.
What's more ironic than that?
I can't think of anything
That's a
else.
good answer.
Okay. Well, thank you all for coming down. And have you loved Cannes so far?
Oh, yeah.
We're still pinching
Look at
ourselves
us.
that we're even
Look at
here,
us.
you know.
Sitting
in
Look at
such
this.
love.
Okay.